It's so good to have you here this evening. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining. Yeah. 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 Okay, I have to go now because we moved our Wokkah Learn by 1 hour because of Caden. It clashed with his class. So yeah, that's yeah, we will. We will. Okay. Yeah, bye. Okay. Apologies again for starting an hour behind. So good to see everyone. So, Ibokun, can we get music? Oh, okay. Oh, I thought I was audible. I guess I wasn't. Welcome, 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 everyone. Good to have us here. Apologies for starting an hour behind. So we'll just get right into it so we can maximize our time. So we already have Kaden on the call, and as usual, we usually would wait for about 5 minutes just so community members can join in and enjoy the class from the start. But this evening, we might not be able to give them that time. We already have okay, thank you, Constance. Thank you, Joel. Good to see you. Thank you, Bukon, Elijah. Dave, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being on time. So we're just going to jump right in. So we have Kaden already on the call.
Hello.
Hi, Kaden. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. And thank you for, agreeing to move the time by 1 hour. I know you're very busy with your schedule and all that, but thank you so much for consenting to take the class now. So, yes, we'll just jump right in. We're going to be talking about making animations with AI, and I'm sure we're all ready to learn. So, Kaden, the floor is yours. So, after your session, please, guys, feel free to ask questions so that we get the full benefit of the class. All right, Kaden, over to you.
Yes, thank you so much. So I'll go ahead and share my screen now. Can I get some confirmation in the chat that you guys can all see my screen? Okay, awesome. Yeah, so today I'm going to be going over making animations with AI. Can I just see in the chat how many of you guys have ever made an animation with AI? Okay, so it looks like a lot of you are somewhat new to using AI to make animations, which is awesome. So you guys will definitely learn a lot in this demo. So you guys are going to learn a lot of different tools for animation. You guys are going to learn about the main tool that we're going to be using to actually create the animation called Kling. You're going to learn why we are using Kling and why it's a very good tool. The steps for making animations with AI and a few examples of what a really good animation looks like when you use AI to make animations. And then I'm going to show you guys a live demo of how to do it yourself. So a little bit about me. I'm a high school senior at Poway to Palomar Middle College. I'm very interested in AI engineering and AI agents. I've done a lot of work with machine learning and deep learning at UCSD, where we did research about how to essentially automate like the calculation of strain in someone's heart when their heart is pumping blood. And I'm also an intern at Zadios right now. So a few different tools you can use for animation. One common tool, have you guys heard of 11 Labs? So yeah, so 11 Labs is essentially a tool that you can use to create custom audio. You can also use it to basically clone your voice, and also not only are you able to clone your voice, but you're also able to essentially mimic like your exact speech pattern. So if you have a habit of basically, speaking like a really monotone, boring voice like this, it's gonna not only is it gonna copy the sound of your voice, it's also gonna copy that habit as well, which is pretty cool. And you can also add custom sound effects to your animations and a lot of cool stuff. For actually generating animations, there's the tool that we're going to be using today, which is called Clinch. And that basically allows you to do a bunch of stuff. It allows you to do animations. It allows you to sync the audio that you generate with 11 Labs with the video for different characters. And it also allows you to have a lot of control over like what happens like in every second of an animation, and it allows you to orchestrate a lot of different scenes and shots together. For actually generating like the scenes and shots and all your characters, we have ChatGPT and Nano Banana. And these tools essentially are really good for making images. You can use them to generate pictures of your characters. You can use them to generate images of your scenes, your shots. And the reason why they're so good is for a lot of these tools, you are able to retry as much as possible. And it only takes a few minutes. Whereas if you try to do everything by hand, it might take days just to draw one character, one scene. So that's why if you're just trying to see like a proof of concept of your animation, these tools are very, very powerful. And there are a lot of different tools. Like I'm sure if you search like image generation tool AI, there are hundreds and hundreds of tools. But ChatGPT and Nano Banana are some of the common ones that I tend to see being used. And Clinch is one of the tools that is very popular right now. And for audio, I'm pretty confident that 11 Labs is like the king of audio right now. Now, what is Clinch? Clinch is a very powerful AI tool that allows you to make animations. It can make videos that are up to 2 minutes long, and that's really good considering the fact that tools like Sora or tools like Google Veo, for instance, they only let you make videos that are like maybe like 10 seconds long at most, right? And so essentially, and also knowing that, it allows you to keep your characters very consistent. I know that an issue for things like Sora and Google Veo, if you keep on regenerating videos to try to make your animation as long as possible, essentially what ends up happening is that your characters might start to change and mutate over time. So they might not look the same when they start and when they end. It also has a lot of features. Like I said, they have lip syncing. They're able to they let you plan multi shots. They allow you to track different characters and a lot of other awesome stuff. So why should you use Clinch instead of something like Google Veo? As I said, right? You don't need any coding experience, so it's really easy to get started and use. You have a lot more control over what happens as opposed to Google Veo, where there's just kind of like a prompt that you enter, and then that's it, right? You can't like feed multiple images in and say like this is what happens at second one, second two. Um, it also allows you to make long animations of consistent characters. That's one of the big things in AI generated animations is keeping everything consistent. So Clinch is really good at doing things like that. So in terms of the steps for making animations, typically the workflow that happens is first of all you want to plan out your script, right? You want to plan out like what the story is. You want to plan out the dialogue, what characters you want. You can use ChatGPT for that, or you can use your own brain. And you can also, and then you also generate like your scenes, your shots, and the dialogue that happens for it. And typically this may take a while because you have to iterate through a bunch of different characters, right? So you may not like how the character for the first character that ChatGPT generates, you might not like how it looks. So you're going to want to go in and redo it several times before you get what you want. And also, not only that, for things like for things like dialogue, especially AI sometimes has some trouble that with generating different things, right? So a big problem with AI generated dialogue is that it just doesn't sound right. I mean, how many of you guys have ever like read like a post on LinkedIn or something and it just like you could tell they used AI, right? How many times does that happen to you guys? Right? Because for me, that happens a lot. I see a lot of posts on LinkedIn. I can immediately tell it's written by AI. So you do have to take a lot of time to kind of tweak the dialogue to essentially make sure that it sounds good and it sounds real and natural. So I'm going to show you guys an example of what this looks like. This was a project that I did with with someone else where essentially, right? Can you guys all see this? Yeah. Okay, awesome. So I'll just kind of give you guys a breakdown of what this looks like when you're actually doing this. So you have like a Google Doc and you pretty much just plan out like exactly what you want for each shot. And you'll pretty much prompt like what angles you want the shots to show. So you can have like an ultra wide, for example. And this really, you can honestly add as much detail as you want. Kling is really, really good at following your directions when it comes to showing like what shots you want, etc., etc. And essentially, what it's able to do is you're able to honestly generate like as many of these shots as you want, as long as you have enough credits, of course. And you can add any dialogue you want, right? So, and this is all just for one scene. So you'll pretty much generate as many shots as you want for each scene. You can't see my screen. Can is that the same for a lot of you guys, or is it just Oda? The screen's okay, okay, yeah. So you'll pretty much generate a bunch of shots. Okay. So you'll basically generate a bunch of shots for each scene like this, right? And then what you'll essentially do, right? You can have sound effects, etc. And after that, what you do is you can make another Google Doc like this. And so now once you have like a broad like overview of what you want to do in each shot and scene, now you go over here and you can literally like time it. I thought that this is like absolutely crazy that you can literally say like at exactly like this amount of seconds, make it show this. So you can literally time like at exactly like what second you want someone to say this, and it will just automate all of this for you. It will animate all of this for you. So one thing you do have to keep in mind, and this is what I've seen a lot, is you don't want to have like too much stuff going on in a scene, right? So you don't want to say like you don't want to have these people going on, and then all of a sudden like a dragon flies in and takes the car, and then all of a sudden like a rocket comes and hits a tree, and then all of a sudden, right? And then all of a sudden a a tree comes to life and attacks Layla. You don't want to have like all that going on at once. That's just too much stuff and cleans will get confused. So what I've seen to be the most successful is you want like maybe like one main action, like one main conversation going on in one scene or shot. And to get the best results, I always recommend like showing these types of angles, like exterior angle, and also to make sure that and I'll show you guys this, I'll show you guys the best way to do this, but I'll show you guys the best practice for like making sure that Kling is able to consistently get your characters right and it doesn't start like mutating your characters as the time as you continue to generate animations. So essentially what this looks like when it's done, and I'll show you guys this. So I'll go ahead and play this. I thought this was insane.
Hurry, Mom! The movie starts soon! Yeah, this is going to be so good. Ooh, it starts in 5 minutes. Drive faster, Mom. I know. We're almost there. When the dragon roars, the princess so oars. No more singing, Lilo. We haven't even watched the movie yet. I bet the princess sings even louder than this. La 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 la. All right, Rockstar, save your voice. We're here. Race you to the doors. I'm going to be first.
No way!
Wait for me, kids. Past you, slowpoke. Oh, no, you won't.
Whoa there, speedy rockets!
Excuse us.
All good. Save that energy for the mall.
Whoa, it's so huge. Yeah. Phew. Finally caught up to you both. All right, let's go in.
So that was literally like that was just all AI. So someone and I basically made this, so literally just all AI. And I thought, how many of you guys thought that was crazy? I thought that was like nuts that that was all AI. And like honestly, like a lot of the dialogue seemed super natural. And the animations already saw like are also starting to look very, very like realistic. I remember when I first saw videos generated by like Sora or Google Video, they were, I mean, they were horrible. Like you'd try to generate a video of like a ballet dancer trying to do like a certain dance and it would go like flying in the air and its limbs would like start stretching out like crazy. So I think compared to that and compared to this, I think that we have truly like come a long way. And I think we're really close to being able to just completely generate like actually like entertaining and actually like good looking animations just with AI. And I think that's just absolutely crazy and it shows how far we've come with AI, right? So now what I'm going to do is we're actually going to generate a boxing match animation live. Okay. So again, the first step is I always like to start with the characters because in my opinion, like that's always the funnest part is designing your characters. So could someone from the chat just give me like what do you guys want the character to look like? Someone from the chat just go ahead and send something. I'll give you guys a little more time to think of a character you guys want for the first character. Anthony Joshua. What does Anthony Joshua look like? Is this a person? Oh, okay, 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 okay. Awesome. Okay, so we have Anthony Joshua and a superhero with a cape and a mask. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, and we'll see if ChatGPT will let us because sometimes ChatGPT doesn't like it when you try to like generate characters that look like other people because of all the deep fakes and all the crazy stuff going on. So we'll try. So generate me card A. So what you always want to do when you're generating characters is you want to do full body 360 turnaround sheet with no background. So full body 360-degree character turn around sheet. And what this will basically do, I'll show you what it looks like, but this basically shows you like what the character looks like from every single angle. And with the white background, it allows the clinge model to fully focus on what the character looks like without getting distracted by anything. Okay, so as you can see, ChatGPT is generating the character now. Awesome. Look at that. Look how good that looks. And there's no like bugs or anything. I just think that's so cool. Okay, so now what we can do is we can now ask superhero with a mask and cape. So while this is generating, oh, never mind. Oh, well, okay. So since that is not going to work, let's see if this works. Sometimes ChatGPT is a little weird with what it does and doesn't generate for images. Interesting. Okay. So what we're gonna do, and I think the reason for this is because of the fact that we generated this guy. So it might see this in the context window of our chat, and it might think we're trying to do something bad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to save this image, and I'm going to start a new chat, and I'm going to delete this chat. And what we're going to do is we're going to try this again. So If this doesn't work, what we're going to do is we are basically going to use a character that I generated in the past for this. That way we can just save time. Okay, so because of that, what we're going to do is I'm just going to use I'm going to stop my screen share really fast. That way I can go into my drive and get one of the characters that I used in the past. Okay, so now that I have two characters, what we can do is we can say generate a image. This is going to be the first scene. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say generate an image of these two characters in two opposite corners of the boxing ring. There we go. So luckily that one worked, right? So what we can do now is we can save this image. And we can go ahead and we can go to Kling now. So now what we can do is essentially, let's also go ahead and make this 10 seconds long, right? And let's make this first shot 3 seconds long, right? So what we can do is we can say boxer in the blue corner charges at boxer in the red corner and lands a left hook, right? Then after that, what we can do is we can say boxer with blue headband swings at boxer in white shorts and misses his head. And let's go ahead and generate this and see what happens. Okay, and so sometimes the image generation can take a little bit. So while we're waiting, how is everyone doing today? Is everyone doing good? Great. That's awesome. Okay. I am thinking doing good things. Okay. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Which number am I thinking of? Not 7. Yeah, it's 5. It's 5, yep. Uh, Naf got it. There we go. Okay, so it's done generating, so let's see what it looks like. Look how good. That's actually crazy. I think that that is absolutely like insane that it like literally just from prompting it, it generated all of that. I mean, like I personally am not an animator, but I feel like just that 7 second scene alone, I feel like that would take forever. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think it would take forever. Let's watch that again. I just think that's absolutely crazy. I mean, like, I really hope that AI is not a bubble because, like, I feel like it'd be so fun to just like generate whatever animation you want just with words. You don't have to draw anything. You don't have to do anything. Let's see, I have a question. Do you use C Dance 2.0 too? I personally haven't heard of that tool. No. What is that? What is C Dance? C Dance 2.0. I'd imagine that's another video. I'd imagine that's another animator tool, but I personally haven't heard of it. Okay. What do you guys want to happen in the next scene? This one is a paid version. Anthony Joshua knocking out Jake Paul. So since image generation, let's stick to the characters we have right now, simply because image generation does take a little bit. I think what would be cool is I feel like let's see the guy in the white knock down the other guy. Okay. What is your video prompt structure like? So when I'm actually trying to like make something super detailed, what I usually do is I actually like fully like timestamp it. So I'll say like 0, 0. So at 0 seconds, we have like a tracking shot of guy in white shorts moving towards guy in red button, right? And then and then sometimes I'll add like some dialogue saying like you're going down. So when I'm actually like fully prompting this, I actually do it I do it to the second. Okay. So what we can do now is we can, if I want to generate education, so 1 to 3, that would take a little bit. And since what we only have a couple minutes left, so I feel so what I would do is if we were to do that is I would first of all generate this scene, or I would generate the full script like I showed you guys in the beginning. And this one itself is an educational video, so you would basically prompt out like the whole scene and script, etc. And then you would prompt out and then you would generate all the images for that. Um, and then you would use Clinge to generate all the animations for that one. So what we can do, right? So since we want the animation to continue from where it left off, right? What we can do is we can go to extract frame, and we can capture this, right? So for the one I just showed, are you talking about the one where they were in the car? If you're talking about that one, that was a combined effort between me and someone else. I'm not sure. I can check with them if I can check with them to see if they've uploaded onto YouTube yet. Um, I can definitely see about that. I'll definitely reach out to them. What other AI to generate script other than ChatGPT? I know Claude does a really good job at writing, and I know there's also Google Gemini, and there's also Grok, but I honestly would recommend staying away from Grok. Yeah, the things it generates is a little interesting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Google Gemini gives very generous free tiers though. So while this is generating, I think that we can use this time to open up to any questions you guys might have.
So do we have questions? Do you have questions, guys? This is time for you to, yeah, ask your questions. Okay.
Oh, here we go. Please, how can we have the
Okay.
Oh, my handle. My handle. Do you only use Kling AI for video generation or are there more tools for us? Yeah, there's a lot of different tools out there. I know for like very basic video generations, there's Google Vio. And there was Sora, but Sora was shut down recently. But yeah, also if you want my handle, because I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if it's restricted in Nigeria. If you want my handle, I can definitely put my or um Ada or Elijah, are you guys able to put my LinkedIn in the chat for them?
Yes, we
Okay.
will share. Yeah, so we'll probably share your LinkedIn in the community.
Okay.
I
Awesome.
mean, yeah, on the platform, on the community platform, so that anyone who wants to connect with you can go ahead and do that.
Okay. And also our shot is done generating, so let's watch it. Wow. That that doesn't look fun. But yeah, so that is the lesson. Oh, can you quickly do a summary of the procedure for those that joined late? I'm pretty sure that all of this will be recorded, so you'll be able to go back and
Correct.
watch everything. Yeah, everything in detail once it's uploaded. But thank you guys so much for all your time, and I wish you guys all the best of luck, and I hope you guys have as much fun with this as I do, because I think that this stuff is very fun.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much, Kaden, for today. So for everyone that is on this call, thank you for your time. Let's go right ahead and appreciate Kaden for his time, for sharing with us this fun way of just creating things. And that's why on the community group, we're always referring to ourselves as innovators, because from the little we learn, a lot of times most of us will just go on and make a big deal out of it. We make good use of the knowledge and the lessons that are shared. So well, the point I got from today's lesson is that preparation, like preparing your script, is actually very key in doing whatever you want to do, so that you have thought it through, and then it makes your work smoother. It's not like when you get to the middle of creation or creating what you're creating and then you get stuck, your characters are not consistent. So I feel the first thing is to get your script right and then get your characters right as well. So for those of us who are not on the community, put the link to join already in the chat. Do well, and please join the community so you don't miss out on trainings like this. We have our trainings twice a month. So we're going to be meeting again on, let me see, 27th of April. By the special grace of God. So thank you guys for investing your time in learning. And thank you so much, Kaden, for, giving your time. All right, guys, have a good night's rest. The recording is going to be shared on the community group. So please do well to join so that you don't miss out and then you can catch on the recap. All right, bye.